Welcome back. Before we get into the main video, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the guys that have been watching the channel and supporting me by dropping comments and stuff like that. It's a real inspiration getting your feedback, and just wanted to let you know, particularly guys, Jason, Phil, and particularly Mark, just your ongoing support with your comments and stuff like that. That's what gets me motivated to get up and get these uploads done. Thanks. So I came across this old hose reel at the tip the other day. I've been after some material to do some twist jaw tongs, so this should do nicely for a small beginner style set. Even though I'm not doing these style myself at the moment, I found these quite user friendly to make when I was starting out, and they're definitely a very handy little pair of tongs. Now this is in no means going to be an instructional video. If you'd like to know how to correctly do these tongs, I would recommend a video, Forging Blacksmith Tongs, by David Robertson. So he doesn't seem to be real active on YouTube anymore, but he has a website as well, and does courses and stuff. So check him out at www.artisanblacksmith.com. Now, as you can see, I've left a little bit more material where I've cut those bends with the idea of upsetting that back into the nibs. So that worked quite well as far as having a little bit more material to work with. What didn't work so well was not isolating those nibs out a little bit more. That would have made it a little bit easier on the twist and probably quite a bit neater as well. So during the process of forging these tongs, it became quite noticeable some of the tools that I didn't have on hand. So going forward, we'll have to have a look at some of these smaller projects, things like some sort of Pritchett hole, some twisting forks, and it'd be good to have something better to hold some projects in, whether we use a hold down. A vise obviously would be awesome, and I was so tempted to run up to the shed while making these tongs, but look, that would defeat the whole purpose of the series. And this is really challenging me to find different ways of doing things. So I didn't have too many dramas getting that first initial bend to go for that hockey stick shape. Later on I ended up using the second hammer there as a substitute for the anvil horn. So I'm just eyeballing where to punch the holes here. I find this method reasonably accurate to do before I start twisting, because there's less variations. As long as my tongs are fairly even in the way they're designed, once I flip them over and get the right cross section, then those corners should match it up fairly accurately. I would like to do a vise build at some point in the future, but for now I do have to make do with what I've got. So currently my substitute for a vise is just lots of heat and brute force. Just doing some last adjustments here to make sure we've marked our hole punches in the right spot so that when we come for the fit up we're not too far off the mark. So as I mentioned before, not having a pritchet hole did present a little bit of a problem, so rather than continuing to mash that plug back and forth, I decided to just drill out that last section in each tong. Unfortunately, I was in a bit of a time frame for this one, so in the interest of getting this video uploaded, I thought I'd just show how you can use a bolt as a substitute for a rivet. The advantage also with this is I'll be able to use these tongs to forge the rivet, so that might be interesting, and at that point we'll get the final adjustments and give them a good tidy up. So that's basically the forging of these tongs complete, and there's just a comparison of the tongs that they were based on. As you can see, they come out a little bit larger. So thanks for watching all the way to the end. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.